Welcome along to this video in which we will explore some of the benefits of using Caddie's AEC build tool. So in terms of time saving and maybe presentation improvements and just simplification of things. So stripping back the amount of work that one needs to actually involve in order to get a scheme across. Here we've got a drawing. It's just a little simple piece just to demonstrate some of the tools here, and within it we've got some possible setups for the information that might be needed at certain times. So a low detail version of the drawing, for instance, where we might want to just put this over to the client and we can put in our symbols, blocks, things like furniture and kitchens and sanitary ware and so on, and label the rooms up. We're focusing very much on the 2D content here. So many times I get asked by people whether it's possible to do something quickly just in 2D. They say, I'm not interested in drawing in 3 dimensions, not interested in modelling, and I mean they may already even be using a 2D system and then a sketch modelling system, for instance, and think, well, I'm doing things there, okay. But there are other alternatives, there are possibilities, and here we're going to look at the possibilities offered by the Caddie AEC tools. So we have, as I say, a fairly rudimentary plan outline. It's just a simple 2-line wall with a nice fill in there just to give us that sort of effect, which we can print out using transparencies and so on if we wish. We have some basic overall dimensions. It gives a would-be client just the basic information that they need to figure out whether it's working for them. When we move over to the medium detail representation here, we think, okay, well, that's changed. Well, there's rather more information on that. We have, for a start off, we've got more information in terms of the dimensions. We've got the walls, which are hatched. They seem to be multi-component walls here. We've even got things like architraves on the doors. And just looking around, we've got some distinction between the solid walls now and stud walls. And then if we go to the high-level representation, we can see that there's yet more information in terms of the dimensions. We can even have the insulation in there, and if we just tease our drawing down, we'll see that information is there, including the closers and the wraparound closers for the plaster, the reveals with the windows and so on. And all of that is just done automatically. And here, looking at the dimensions, we'll see there's a situation where we're not only displaying the width of the door, but we're also displaying the height, if that's what we wish to do. So where does all this information come from? Is it something that we can generate automatically? Is it something that we have to draw out each and every time? Well, for those not familiar with Caddie's AEC tools, it may be slightly surprising to learn that all of that information comes from here. So as we look down in plan, we'll see that we have just that representation there. And in fact, if I just take a simple polyline here, and let's just draw through there, we'll just draw through the door and then go back to our sheet, what we'll see is that is on every single viewport. So what we're dealing with here is something that is completely live, so we can modify it, we can alter it, we can move things around and so on, and it will just change them. In fact, going back to our drawing here, if we were to pick our window and just move it along, there you go, just take that, look back at our drawings now, we'll see that that has automatically taken account of that. So how do we achieve that? Well, what we have with the AEC tools are objects. So we've got a wall object here which has got a style, and we can choose how that object is represented. And at the moment we're looking at it in a low detail representation, whereas if we choose to, we could look at it in other representations, so say a medium detail. And we'll remember from looking at our sheet that we then have more information in terms of the makeup of the wall, the architraves, further information on the dimensions and so on. And then if we choose to look at it in high detail, we get the insulation now within the cavity and the full makeup of things. So this is just one drawing, and if we modify things, it accounts for everything. So just going back to our window there, if we were to move that window along, you'll see how the dimensions automatically update. If we choose to alter the properties of that window, so we've got 1250, if we make that 1550, okay, and then we just do a regen, we'll see that that updates too. So we're looking at something that is live, which potentially has a massive impact in terms of reducing the amount of work and also reducing the amount of mistakes that could possibly creep in when things are changed, because schemes do change, clients do change their minds, planners do wish things to be modified too.